don't experience every day. So we had a discussion about the price, but we want the guests to feel like a guest in the family. So they will have a tour. In addition, they will have a tea in the royal apartment, right? And there is the other comparative option, which is out of the normal. It's something completely different. You can have a dinner, like evening tour with a dinner, which is for 2,200 lei.
Yeah, that's really cheap then.
That's really cheap, see?
No, but you asked me how much would be lunch, and I thought, but if you have it in that castle, you may put easily another zero there.
All right.
Oh, really?
Cool.
200, wow, how much?
2,000, which is for...
So then we will
have to change it.
That prices, so.
No.
We're just giving the champagne, come on.
No, but there's a big difference between serving a glass of champagne and having dinner in a royal castle, which...
So we can have this one at 200, right?
Yeah, probably.
So actually the restaurant is more like a fancy restaurant?
No, the restaurant is out of the castle, so actually, the actual castle, but that was not in the information
okay.
class,
So-
does not allow
That's
eating,
something-
drinking,
so
anything.
something
But
similar,
it's a good idea, it's a nice idea.
it's,
You want them
So
to
you
put it
can
over
have-
food.
this, so actually we're thinking, this is the best value for the money that you pay, in addition.
What third floor would that be? Was there a third?
No, but they didn't put ground floor, for them ground floor is first floor.
Okay.
This is the official food sector.
Okay.
And then we agreed we didn't want them to focus on the time of the visit, so we put it down, but it's a kind of option. And we didn't put all the guided tours included,
Yeah.
so it's going
Sort
to
of
be
a
somewhere.
summary, like with the weeks.
Yes, guided tours included in all of the options, and we increased the number of the rooms visited, so they know what they are paying for. And in addition, we have discounts. So we wanted to make it family experience. So we have 50% discount for the children below 10 years old. Family 30% discount.
What does family mean?
Like family member, like group, like 4 or 5
Yeah.
people.
If you say this, you should know what is family and what is not, because
Well, family
Like how many
is,
people,
like,
right?
how many, I mean,
It's
you
like
can say 2
4.
adults plus
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 kids.
So at least 3%. At least 3%, then students and other people will have a discount from all the prices.
I would give kids up to 3 or 4 years definitely free of charge.
Okay,
Because
I
they don't
think
get anything out of
good.
it.
As I said, I don't have the correct answer. There is no correct answer until we test it. What I would point out a bit, you had a hint which said, think last time you visited a museum, or think how probably it would be for somebody to turn around and not buy. And my only observation is not a critique, but what happens is that when you want to visit something, you might just want to check it, right?
Okay.
Check on the list. And this also leaves a lot of room for the basic option, which is, in my view, underpriced. And,
Okay.
because if you look at how much does visiting an extra floor cost in the original choice set, right? You have the most impressive floor, it's 20. Then the second impressive, still impressive, it's 30. And then the, let's say, somehow impressive is 20. So, in fact, the basic tour, so just ground floor, leads to, it clearly dominates all the others. So what I would have done would have been to increase the basic, because nobody would turn around.
Yes.
I mean, especially after you walk on a steep slope to get there, you won't turn around.
Okay. So you will put it
But you
40.
cannot go in there without a guide.
30.
No, you cannot go without the guide.
So if it changes to 30,
Yeah, that would be my observation. I mean, I don't claim that I have the best solution. So I appreciate what you've done, that you've applied what you've learned, some things that you've learned throughout the previous day. And yeah. For the second, who wants to do the honor?
Shall I do it?
I already did.
Okay.
Okay, so what we will do today.
Okay.
So what we have done, we added one additional option. So we have 4 basic options, and we played with the prices a little bit, so that it is more relevant that people would actually go with the second option. We decreased the price a little bit in the second option, which was the ground floor and the first floor. And the basic option, we actually increased the price, so that actually the price difference is not so huge. And we call it as the basic option. Here, we were also thinking about, a little bit in terms of communication, like to make it more easier for people to understand what they would see, right? So it would be 1/3 of the castle, 2/3, and everything that they want to see. And also thinking of some benefits. So here, we would still encourage them with 1 free soft drink in the most, or in the popular one that we want to promote would be for families. 1 free kids meal per paying adult. And then what we did here is we actually wanted to leave the price for the third option, so that we also motivate people to go with this option if they have time and if they would like to see the whole castle. And actually the conditions would be the same. And the fourth option was the private tour. Actually, it would be the same, but with additional maybe information, with maybe more discussions in terms of the history, and of course it would be a private tour. And this would be with adding a free champagne.
And concerning the objectives, one of the objectives was to have the guides earn more, because otherwise they move abroad. Normally people wouldn't buy a VIP tour, and unless you're a tourist, and you think, well, that sounds reasonable. And the Romanians would still have access to the full tour for normal price. Or the rich Romanians would have that anyhow. By calling it the treasure tour, it doesn't add anything to the behind the royal scene tour, except from the fact that you have someone that you can ask all the questions. So that's your treasure. And the reason we put 1/3, 2/3, 100 in is because people avoid loss. Loss aversion. So if you go for this, the most popular option, you're actually missing 1/3 of the castle. And that's not that much money more. So you can actually go there, and we emphasize this because we think, make this popular, we lie, you care. This is the most popular option. You have to choose this because we want you to. And we made it bigger because we learned this. Emphasize what you want them to know. So when this would be the sign behind the cashier, people would automatically be drawn to this one.
But also look at the...
But still, if you look one step further, you see, oh, I'm missing parts of the castle if I take this tour. I might take this one. Or no, I'm going with my kids, I really don't want to know, I don't want to go there. You know, I'm just doing the Grand Challenge tour, after that that'll be terrible. And I can just have a free soda at the restaurant. And actually, getting a free soda will encourage you to actually buy stuff, because if you're there, and whether you're with a group with children or adults, if you get a free soda, whatever it is, coffee or, and then you probably will want something to eat as well after being around for castle for that time. So that actually would lure you into the separate restaurant part that's not part of the castle. This would actually, after an hour and a half, you would be hungry as well. And you would do this. And we didn't actually change the package as it was. because we thought that would be probably that would also mean that the museum would have to change their product. So you have to retrain everybody if you do everything. And we reframed actually the names, because saying optional is not a good thing. And you want to increase in value because you increase in price. So this is you described it, actually the most interesting bit is this. So, Chambers Tour sounds a bit too cheap, too shady, so we made it a Grand Chambers Tour. That was the whole thing. And then we thought, okay, if you've got the Grand Chambers Tour, you need to be the surplus of that one. So we thought Royal Chambers Tour. And after this, well, this is not really interesting, but who knows? Okay, behind the royal seats. We thought, because it's the servants' room. And this is for anybody who wants to spend too much. And if they get a free champagne, they probably have something to eat as well. And we'll give them the free €20 bottle of champagne, because we make enough on this. And you can actually make this premium for the better guides. So if you are a good guide, you don't need, if it's only, I'm not sure how many, but I think you will sell 1 or 2 of these a day.
Probably.
Because if only 0.5% of your customers will do this, and you've got 100,000 customers a year, then you can actually make this an incentive for the very good guides. So you can do the private tours, you can get more money, you know more. And you can, the tape tours, you can get them over there. So I think if you do it like this, we should be able to increase both revenue for the restaurant and the hotel, and the museum, but still make it as simple as possible, because when I'm at the cash register's office, I don't want to go through all these options. I just want to know, I have to make a quick selection. This is the whole idea behind what we were thinking.
I think it's very nice. Again, I don't claim that there is something optimal. My only observation concerns the basic tour. If you would not have made the argument with making an incentive to spend more in the restaurant, I would consider giving something like a free soft drink or free unnecessary, because that's what most people go for the ground tour. But your argument as encouraging the sales in the restaurant, I think it is valid.
That was one of the objectives.
Well, again, lunch.
Yes.